Turn that music down. I think this is video 11. Just a little bit of an update. I haven't got my welded case back yet. Hopefully today I can go get that. I straightened up these washers here. And yeah, this is the washer or plug that fits into the crankcase half, like that. Fits into there. It's got a bit of a pressed fit into there. I got this soaked into Varsol bath. I'm going to get that all cleaned up. I'm going to look at the crankcase breather holes. I believe there's one there, one up here. I think some people suggest you drill a couple more holes in here so it breathes a little bit better. I'm going to study them all before I make a decision. Also, I cleaned up the slot in that groove too. It got dinged up when it came out, and fixed up the key so that works a little better there now. It fits on there now. But the in the 1969 and 70 Commandos, they timed the breather with the end of the camshaft, and where is it here? There's the spring, and here it is. I would show you on the other case, but it's getting welded. But there's a notch in the end of the camshaft right there, where this little breather piece fits, and you can see there's two holes. So it's timed with the camshaft, you know, on the downstroke, compression stroke of the engine. Then when the cam turns to that point, opens up the air hole so it allows it to vent out. That's how this works. And the spring, I guess, holds this in place. How's it go like this? Yeah, the spring, I believe the spring goes on the outside, puts a little pressure on this when you're putting it together, holds that in place. I don't see any wear marks on the inside, but I'm going to have to research that. Colorado Norton Works, they drill a hole, or machine a hole at the back of the case on the drive side and put in a valve, a reed valve breather. That's one way. Or what a lot of people do, which is an easier place, is right here on the timing side of the crankcase. In the 1969-70, it didn't come with electric start, and this is normally where the electric start motor would go here. So there's lots of place here to drill a hole, put a reed valve system in, or a PCV valve, or all different stuff. There's so many different ideas on the internet how guys do this, but I'm going to research them all and just try to figure out which is the best one or which one will work for me. A lot of guys say the original one works fine. So, but while I got it apart, I'm going to do something. Found the timing cover. You can see it's all pitted and faded. I'll be sanding this down and buffing it all up like chrome. I'll show you how I do that. Found the old oil tubes. They've been replaced, plastic. Take this all apart, clean it all up, get it ready. And there's my oil pump. I took that off, and hate to take it apart, but I'm going to take that apart and just make sure there's no scoring on the surfaces or gears, and check it with a feeler gauge, make sure it's got the right clearances. So I'll show you that in another video. Have a little look at the timing side of this. When I pulled this gear off, I knew there was going to be a direction on one way or the other. And you can see there's a dot there. The dots usually always face out so you can see it. But if you look at the side of the gear, the beveling of it, the beveling is usually always on the outside so that you can engage the gears. This is the timing gear off the crank. So it's going to line up. Hard to do this when I'm, hold it like that. Line up with the idler gear, which drives the camshaft gear over here by chain. So what I believe is you line up these two gears first, and you may have to turn it like this. This can only line up one way on the camshaft because of the key. And then you've got the two dots here at the top. And when you put the chain on, you want to count 10 rollers between the two dots. Like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's going to be, the tooth is going to be here and here in between. That's my understanding of how that's going to go back together. But we'll see that when we put the cases back together. First I got to order the bearing, and that's going to be a week before that comes in. So we're not going to be able to finish up these crankcase videos until then, but I'm going to get them all cleaned up, prepared, and ready to go so we can bolt it all back up together. But in the meantime, I'll try to do some other videos. I've already got the forks all assembled and back together, and I've got another video on YouTube called the Norton Commando Covenant fork conversion, something like that. My forks are in here somewhere. I'll dig them out and just point out a few things on that. We'll do a video on that, and we'll do a video on the carbs.